So many of you remember Donald Trump was real ambitious about getting the country back open again because of, hey, he said the country was down. People got to go back to work. We want to get people back in church again by Easter. It'd be a good thing. And when all the data came out and all, the cases of the virus just kept going up and up and up, it didn't look very good for the country to get open back up again. Donald Trump, if you looked at that press conference, he said, yeah, we got to continue it to April the 30th. But Donald Trump wasn't the same Donald Trump that was so optimistic and raring to go. Donald Trump seemed very, concerned. Why was Donald Trump concerned? Well, Donald Trump's net worth dropped by $1 billion and a stunning 1/3 when this virus broke out. And he is seeking to manage, according to a respected estimate. Now, they said the largest estimate by Forbes has Trump's worth plummeting to $2.1 billion in a single month as the virus has ravaged around the world and hammered the global economy. OK, so it says the disease has battered commercial real estate. It's a big component of Trump's empire, as well as the hospitality industry. So they say some states have even closed golf courses, although this hasn't happened in Florida, where Trump has 2 golf courses. Now, they say the magazine updated its billionaires list between March 1 and March 18 as the virus infections and death toll spiked. It said, as a reference, they worked off of a 37% drop in value of Boston Properties and Vornado Realty Trust. It said Trump elected to maintain ownership of his business empire as president, but placed the Trump organization in the hands of his 2 adult sons, Don Jr. and Eric, as well as an executive. They say under pressure during negotiations with Congress, the White House agreed to a provision that prevents $2 trillion bailout package from going to Trump-owned properties. Boy, I know that Donald Trump didn't like that. I mean, you lost $1 billion. I mean, that is a lot of money. So now you see why Trump is so raring to go to get the country back open, because it's affecting him. And listen, $1 billion in a month, that's a lot of money. So yeah, I know Donald Trump is like, man, this virus, and I lost $1 billion. If this keep going, how much more I'm gonna lose? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Trump, he hurting just like everybody else, and he hurting big time. Now they say while businesses across the country trying to cope with the economic impact, of this virus, amid national guidelines urging Americans to stay home. Trump's company is seeking leniency from his top creditor, as well as from Palm Beach County, Florida, according to the New York Times. They say Deutsche Bank has reportedly lent the firm $2 billion since the 1990s, even when other institutions refused to lend Trump the following bankruptcy filings. So he owes money to that bank in Germany. OK, interesting, isn't it? So it said Trump representatives have contacted the bank to discuss the possibility of delaying payments on some of the hundreds of millions of dollars of outstanding loans that the Trump organization has from the bank. So Donald Trump owed money to the bank. He asking, his company at least, is asking, could you give me an extension? Could you let me pay maybe, within the next 2 months, 3 months, just like the rest of us. So Donald Trump had all this on paper, but he owed a lot of money to the bank. Now, I say the Trump Doral golf course in Florida, which Trump back in October announced he would host a G20 summit, only back away from it recently under pressure, is asking Palm Beach County with inquiries about whether it will continue to collect rent during the crisis. So Donald Trump supposed to have all this money and he wants to tell them not to collect rent. It's like, could you wait for me, Palm Beach? I said, I ain't got it right now. Could you wait? That's interesting. And say the course rents land from the county. Now say the company is also a landlord and say leasing to tenants with buildings in New York, including Trump Tower. So they said the Trump organization has plans to sell a luxury hotel in D.C., but that's on hold. So Donald Trump is like everybody else right now in his company. He asking for extensions, everybody. So now you see why Donald Trump wants this country to get open again, because if this country don't get open again, Donald Trump wealth and his organization is going to be in the toilet. So on top of the country. So boy, I know Donald Trump getting some stress right now. He worried about everything, because you know that presidential salary is nothing to somebody like Donald Trump. He ain't worrying about that. But his life's work, what he worked for. Oh yeah, Trump. Come on, he don't want to be shamed before the world or losing everything that he gotten and worked for. But it seems like he got just a bunch of debt, asking these banks to give you a chance to pay your bills. But yeah, you know, hey, you know, we live in a time period where everything's starting to get exposed. I'm gonna tell you what about Rona. Rona has exposed everything. I mean, it's amazing how this one event has exposed the government, has exposed, federal government, state government, local government, exposed these churches, exposed people, it means, expose these different groups, how, they treated us different ways, but now, how things are being reversed now. Oh, Rona has really, listen, Rona been bad. Yes, it's bad. And it's something serious, but in a lot of ways, Rona is resetting America and giving people some act right. I'm noticing that too. Now, the thing about, this situation with Donald Trump, like as he say all the time, let's see what happens. Let's see if the country open back up April the 30th. But Donald Trump, as being black and, we know about losing money or not having money, you'll be all right. I mean, if you lose everything, you'll be all right. Don't worry about it. You'll live. Let me tell you what black people always say. As long as you got breath in your body and food to put in your stomach and a roof over your head, you'll be all right. You ain't gotta have all that to live. So don't worry about it. I mean, you're not gonna take no golf course with you or nothing else you got with you. So as long as you got your kids and everything else, you be cool. If you was to lose everything. But I know Trump, he will do an executive order to give himself some money. Look, Trump would do something like that. I know he would. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about Donald Trump losing $1 billion in a month. And do you think that this shutdown, if it continues for another 2-3 months, do you think it will wipe out Donald Trump's net worth? Let me know.